Alright, today we're doing something a little different. Not only I am making one of the coziest, most flavorful bowls of ramen I've ever tried, but this recipe, I actually created it with the help of AI. Yes, I asked the AI to help me come up with a special ramen. Something spicy, creamy, a little unexpected, and this is what we landed on, spicy miso coconut ramen. But of course, I had to add my own twist, so this version has a few personal touches, like frying aromatics in chili oil, and I'm using chicken broth today for extra depth. But don't worry, I will show you exactly how to make it fully vegan too. Let's get into it. Here's what you will need. Don't worry, I will list everything down below, but let me walk you through it. We've got our ramen noodles. You can use fresh or instant, just ditch the seasoning packet. Some red miso paste, coconut milk, soy sauce, and chili paste for that deep, spicy sweet broth. For aromatics, I'm using garlic, ginger, and my twist, a bit of onion, because I love that extra layer of sweetness it brings when sautéed. For toppings, crispy tofu, charred corn, sautéed mushrooms, green onions, and of course, a good drizzle of chili oil to finish. We're starting with the tofu because it takes a little time. Press it for at least 15 minutes to get rid of excess moisture. Now, I know some of you are thinking, but you said you're using chicken broth, so why tofu? Well, this recipe is super flexible. I wanted to show you how you can keep those hearty, plant-based elements even if you're not going fully vegan. If you want to keep it 100% plant-based, just swap the chicken broth for veggie broth and you're good. Once your tofu is pressed and cubed, toss it in a little cornstarch and salt. This gives it that beautiful crispy edge when it hits the pan. Don't overcrowd the pan, let each side get golden. This part is super satisfying. While the tofu finishes, we're going to char some corn. I'm using frozen corn straight into a dry pan on high heat. Let it sit without stirring too much so you get those caramelized spots. Same thing with the mushrooms. I'm using shiitake today. A quick saute until browned. These toppings are what take your ramen from good to wow, I made this at home. Now for the star of the show, the broth. Here's where I added my favorite twist. Instead of regular oil, we're frying our aromatics in chili oil. It infuses the broth right from the start with heat and flavor. So into a pot goes a tablespoon of chili oil, then finely chopped onion, minced garlic, and grated ginger. Let it cook down until everything's soft and fragrant. Once the aromatics are ready, stir in 2 tablespoons of red miso paste, a tablespoon of soy sauce, a spoonful of chili paste, and a touch of brown sugar to balance it all out. Cook that for a minute. This step is key for unlocking that deep umami flavor. Now I'm pouring in 1 can of full-fat coconut milk. This is what gives the broth that rich, creamy texture. And then about 3 cups of chicken broth. Like I said earlier, swap this for a veggie broth to keep it vegan. It's just as delicious. Bring this to a gentle simmer and let it do its thing for about 10 minutes. This is the part where I usually just enjoy how good the kitchen smells. While that simmers, cook your ramen noodles according to the package. After 10 minutes, give your broth a taste. If you want more heat, add a bit more chili paste. Need more salt? A splash of soy sauce will fix that. Alright, time to build this bowl. Start with a generous pile of noodles. Then layer on the crispy tofu, charred corn, and sautéed mushrooms. Ladle that gorgeous spicy coconut miso broth over everything. Top it with green onions, sesame seeds, maybe a strip or two of nori if you're feeling fancy. And of course, the final touch, a swirl of chili oil for that extra kick and color. This is comfort in a bowl. The broth is creamy and spicy with a hint of sweetness from the coconut milk. The tofu is crispy, the corn brings that smoky pop, and the noodles just soak up all that flavor. I've gotta say, teaming up with AI for this recipe was actually a lot of fun. It gave me the base idea, but cooking is all about making it your own. Whether you go with chicken broth like I did today or keep it fully vegan, this is one of those recipes you'll come back to when you need something cozy but exciting. If you try it, let me know how you put your own spin on it in the comments. Don't forget to like the video if this made you hungry and hit subscribe for more creative recipes, sometimes with a little AI magic behind them. Thanks for hanging out in my kitchen. I will see you next time.